Hey there, it's Ian Koniak, and today I'm going to talk about the top 5 qualities of great sales leaders. And what I'm talking about specifically is frontline sales managers or RVPs, people that coach individual contributors and they report directly to. So I had a podcast I went on last week. It was called Andy Paul's Sales Enablement Podcast. We dove deep into this. It's going to be out in a month, and I didn't want to keep you guys waiting to talk about this because it's really important, because people don't quit their companies, they quit their managers. So in order for you to have a great sales culture, it starts with the frontline leaders that are out with the AEs. So without further ado, first quality is great sales leaders are shock absorbers. In other words, there's a lot of pressure that may come down from the chief revenue officer or high growth companies. There's big revenue targets. I've worked for managers that are great at distilling that pressure. In other words, before it ever hits the account executives, they absorb a lot of that, and the AEs don't feel that pressure. AEs put enough pressure on themselves, so when they feel like they have to hit a number for a certain quarter or a certain goal, right, that doesn't do any good. It doesn't motivate or inspire. It just makes people perform worse. A lot of people just don't perform their best when they feel that like short-term pressure. So great leaders don't let their team feel it. Second quality is they're selfless. Great leaders know that their success is only possible if their team is successful. Just like great AEs know that their success is only possible if their customers are successful, goes for great leaders too. They put their AEs first. They really spend the time understanding what their top goals are, and they help their AEs achieve those goals, which is the third area, which means they're great closers. The best sales managers I've worked for are the ones that I want to bring into my deals, the ones who can actually advance the deal forward, the ones that know how to get deals done, navigate internally, get approvals, and ultimately, connect with the customer where I'm confident bringing them in is not going to put the deal at risk. So great closers who have done the job and who are really good at connecting with customers, that's key. Someone who is leading by example is doing the job with their AEs, not telling what to do. The third quality is they are truly good coaches in the sense where they are going to know what needs to be done to advance a deal, not just track and ask. What I call armchair managers is, what are you doing next? What's the next steps? What are we doing here? But rather, when they're doing a forecast review, look at the key areas or maybe the gaps which is causing a deal not to close, and then help the AEs go and fill those gaps. Suggest what to do or do it with them, okay? Don't just say, what are you doing for me? It's all about how can I help you and show you what to do. So the fourth quality is really they're great teachers or coaches. And then the last area is they hold their team accountable, but it's from a place of love, okay? The best sales leaders will set the metrics. They will tell their team what the expectations are, but it's not because they're trying to do it because they're using some blind metrics or saying everyone has to do the same thing. No, in fact, they're saying if you follow these metrics, you will be successful based on the deal sizes that we're doing, based on the type of customers we have. Here's what we expect every week. And they're not tracking number of cold calls. They're not tracking number of emails sent. What they're tracking is the opportunities and the advancement of those opportunities, okay? All that really matters as a sales leader is the number of people you meet with, the opportunities that come out of those meetings, and the deals that close from those opportunities. Everything else is noise. I don't care if you get opportunities from networking, from LinkedIn. I don't care if you do it from email or from any channel, from video. It doesn't matter. What matters is that your prospecting gets you meetings, that in your meetings, those meetings are effective and they lead to opportunities, and those opportunities lead to sales. So a good leader will look at the metrics and see, maybe if you're meeting with a bunch of people, but you're not creating opportunities, how are you presenting, right? How are your discovery sessions? If you have a bunch of opportunities and you're not closing, what are the things you're missing in terms of the motion needed to close deals, and give you coaching in those key areas rather than just telling the team, do this and do that, without really helping people understand. Everyone in every AE, I'll say one last quality. The top managers let their reps figure out a way to do it. They don't force them to use a script. They don't force them to use, a certain way. The reality is they set the metrics, but they give the AEs autonomy to be able to go out and figure it out and, do what's worked for them. There's no one method or script or, technique that all their AEs need to use. The reality is everyone is a little bit different. You want to encourage your team to be authentic and be themselves, but still give them the metrics and tell them what you expect, and then hold them accountable by measuring what it is that you're expecting, right? As far as ACV, as far as opportunities and advancement of pipeline. Hope this is helpful for all the sales leaders out there. I know the best years I've ever had been working for people in the qualities that I just described. So makes a huge difference. Ping me, DM me if you need anything else. I'm Ian Koniak. Thanks so much. Take care.